All right, welcome back to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton, aka Biggie. Joining us, we have two guests on today. First, joining us over Zoom is SYP creator Scott. Scott, what's going on, big guy? What's happening?
Scotty.
Oh, just living in Kelowna, doing the things. It's been a long week for a reason, but I'll get into that maybe later. We'll see.
Also joining us is my brother. Do you have an official role with SYP that we just
Creative director?
Creative director Neal McNaughton is with us here. Should we do the Top Gear thing of like in a secret location and then we just give out your address as to where you live? Recording this here in Victoria.
2536 Warwick Street. Come on by, get yourself a quesadilla.
Which, I mean, I was a little disappointed when you send me the address because it's WARK, and I wish it was WANK. I wished it was Wank Street, which it apparently is not. So that was a little bit of a letdown. Scott, why has it been? Let's start with this, Scott. Why has it been a long week for you?
Well, I've been stuck at home. I've been in self-isolation due to the coronavirus and the quote effects felt from that. I currently actually have no symptoms, believe it or not, but Interior Health wants you to sit inside and do nothing alone for 10 days. So I've got 2 more days of that. So that's my life right now. It's pretty good.
Well, I think one of the symptoms of COVID-19 is being a Ducks fan. So that's probably like you've had COVID for years, I'm pretty sure. And
I mean, hey, what I will say, ever since I've been in quarantine, the Ducks have been losing. So maybe once I get out, they'll start winning again.
And contrary to popular belief, COVID is not a kissing disease. Scott did not kiss anybody to get, not that we know of, to get COVID. So kiss anybody you want, really. That's kind of the message behind this podcast.
That's the message too. Yeah, we knew that.
Job.
Thanks, Neal.
Neal's an official COVID spokesperson for Speak Your Piece here.
Yeah, Bonnie Henry, move over. Let's get Neal McNaughton in the show.
Do you think we would have we're at like what 90% COVID rate here in Canada? Do you think we could bump that up to 95% if Neal was the official spokesperson for the COVID-19 vaccine?
100%.
100%?
Yeah, it might work. Never know.
We don't have a script for this episode, in case you're wondering. So we're basically, if you couldn't tell, there's no script. We're just, freewheeling. We're just going off here on this podcast.
Hey, some of our best podcasts have been freewheel pods. Remember the Empire Strikes Back episode?
Yeah, basically. Well, we watched essentially, what was it? We did a whole podcast while Empire Strikes Back was playing in the background and we were watching it together. Great times.
That was a good time. Yeah, that was fun.
I'm currently in Victoria right now to cover the Silvertips game, which will be on Friday. So by the time this gets out, you should follow the Silvertips on all media platforms, because then you get to see my best work. But not the TikTok. I'm not doing the TikTok.
But especially MySpace, right? That's the best one.
Pardon me?
No, MySpace. MySpace is the best one, right?
I don't do the Silvertips MySpace, unfortunately. That's not me. That's MySpace and
Silvertips Ask FM.
Silvertips Kick Chat is also not done by me. So it's basically just a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Let's get into the thick of it. What does Urban Meyer know? What is he hiding, Ian?
Came in with the hard-hitting questions right away.
I'm not messing around here. What does he know?
I think he knows that Trevor Lawrence is a generational quarterback.
Perhaps.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm in Victoria covering the Silvertips game against the Royals on Friday, staying with Neal. Scott's in Kelowna, just killing UBCO with school and, just life, crushing it. By the way, have you been playing Shell all week? Is that what basically you've been doing? Is just playing Shell?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the most part, I've been playing a lot of Shell, grinding at NHL threes in Shell 19. Dude, my team's actually kind of sick. You're gonna love this. So my starting three, I have a rotation. I've like got two like elite starting three lines. It's so I've got Joe Sakic, Teemu Selanne, and Chris Pronger is one set. And then the other set's Mark Messier, Guy Lafleur, and like Paul Coffey.
Jesus.
It's kind of a joke. Yeah, Patrick Waugh is my goalie for both. Yeah, we're so getting pretty good at that. Yeah, getting one of the boys, my roommates, that they moved out. They're out for the week just because of my status as a COVID patient. They moved out and they're like joking. They're like, "Hi, you should get cracked at Fortnite while you're at it." So,
And have you been playing more Fortnite?
no, a little bit, not much. I'm gonna
A little bit. He said a little bit.
I said to myself, no, this is actually not a joke. As soon as my quarantine ends, I am deleting Fortnite off my Xbox, straight up. I am just self-control, restraint. I don't know. I had too much other things going on. So
I'm surprised you haven't like deleted it beforehand.
honestly, I've considered it many, many times, and I think this quarantine's a message. Like, it's a message to delete it. So
To get rid of it altogether.
yeah, pretty much.
All right. Do you want to talk about Olympic uniforms? Because I feel like that's something we should really that's been a thing that's happened this week. So in case you're unaware, and there's also the Devils' third uniform, which we can talk about as well. But
yeah,
the big news this week is that the US and Canada announced their hockey jerseys for the upcoming 2022 Winter Olympics. And let me tell you, they both look like shit. They're both bad.
dude, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I would say the Americans is probably a touch better, but it's not much.
I haven't seen.
They're both.
Pull it up, Jamie. Let me see the Americans.
We're getting a live reaction from these jerseys here.
Neal
From the creative director at SYP. Have a gander.
I was gonna say head correspondent, but that
Whatever you want to call me, man. I've got a few titles.
So,
Those look like soccer jerseys.
yeah, essentially they're soccer. This is Team USA he's looking at, by the
Is
way.
it slim fit? Like, why is it?
Skinny jerseys, not skinny jeans, skinny jerseys.
Yeah, that whack.
Not good.
They're
So,
not- no.
so I think the other one that SYP creator Rav. I think he referred to it as like a Hollister sweater is essentially what he called them.
That's actually pretty accurate. That's not bad, actually.
They don't look good.
No, they don't look good at all. I don't think Canada's had a good Olympic jersey since 2010.
No, I agree with that.
It might be a hot take, might be a fact, but I don't know.
Their last good one was 2010.
See the others.
That's true.
Throw them on there for when the people watch it back. They know what we were looking at.
No.
No, editing capabilities aren't there yet.
They are. I'm just I got too much.
Darn.
It's once this becomes like a bigger show, then I'll put more time in editing. But then there's also like the chicken versus the egg of like if you put in more time editing, then you could create a bigger show. And I just haven't got there yet. So let's see here. Well, I'm just trying to. So there's the Summit Series.
The Summit Series are obviously the best one,
Are the Summit Series in the best ones?
Surely. They must be. What else?
They're up there. I think they're up there. I'd say my favorite ones right now are the ones they wore at like the under 18 challenge. The black ones. The one I've got in my room.
Yeah, those ones are nice. I like
Those- I like those.
when we were kids, we had like you had a Canada jersey, I had a Canada jersey, Mark had a Canada jersey. I had a black one. Do you have the red one or the white one? Do you remember?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
These are shit. Jesus.
Yeah, those are Lillehammer 94. Those ones are.
Good show though.
Personally, I think
Go ahead.
I was gonna say personally, the 2010 ones are the best ones, but
Ever since NHLers were back in the Olympics, I agree. I'd say the Salt Lake ones are pretty good too. The '02 Olympics.
Yeah.
I'd say those were
Yeah.
pretty decent. All not just Canada, but kind of all around as well. The U.S. jerseys were quite good. I didn't mind that like maroony red.
well, the problem with the U.S. ones is that like their jerseys peaked with the Miracle on Ice jerseys.
True,
And
very true.
they've like I think they've got worse since then, which people like the 90s ones because of the nostalgia of the US winning the World Cup of Hockey in those ones. But I personally think the Miracle on Ice jersey is the best jersey in all sports. But that's just me and my biased opinion. So what do I know?
What does that
What
look
do you know? Exactly.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that like the white. Yeah.
That's shite.
No, it isn't.
Wow.
The
The best jersey.
Dude, that's a classic. You're
I'm
shitting on a
talking-
classic jersey.
Here, buddy.
No, I'm not.
This is the classic McNaughton banter that I missed. This is this is what makes the viewers watch. It's this bitter rivalry. I've got a good story after you two actually. Ian, I'm sure I told this before on the podcast, but I've got a good one. So I think I might have been grade 4, grade 5. And we were all playing ball hockey in front of your grandparents' house, and Ian was attendee, and that was just not a good idea off the bat. So Neal, you kept burying the puck against him, and Ian is getting increasingly more and more upset, right? So eventually, you guys are bickering over something. You probably popped him in the shin. He didn't like it. So Ian gets getting mad, starts throwing hands, and then you start fighting back, and then eventually. Goalie stick gets swung and it hits the garage pretty solid.
Does it? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I remember this. I actually do remember this. I don't think there was any result, but I think one of you stormed off. I think it was Ian actually. But
I'm not. I don't remember this, but this sounds like it happened. This sounds like something I would have done.
There's some good examples, but that was probably my favorite one of all time.
Do you remember the time I scored the game-winning goal at your birthday party in your driveway
my
as
God.
the goalie?
Oh
As
my
the
God.
goalie.
Yeah.
Ian was a machine. The goal scoring machine.
First price is the machine.
That's essentially me. I'm trying to think if there's any other. I don't remember a whole lot of ball hockey moments in Squamish. I mean,
you snapped the racket too.
the what?
We definitely told that one. The time you snapped the badminton racket in the gym and
Oh
Go
yeah,
on
in
out.
Mr. Parslow's grade 6 class. Yeah, I snapped that racket running into the wall. That wasn't very bright of me.
It was a clean break too. That was the best part. It wasn't just like
Oh yeah, I didn't even
Like-
try to, and it just like literally went into two pieces. The time I ran through the Brennan Park door was another exciting time. That was
Oh,
good.
This is shit breakouts.
Pretty much, yeah. That reputation has stayed with me the entire time. Like that
I think
hasn't changed.
that door stayed broken for a few days too, if I remember.
At least a week.
Yeah.
Because I think I came back for practice the next day, and sure enough, there's the broken door. I'm like, I know who caused that.
I don't know how many people would know that or remember that. That was like
Well, there's a good amount of people that would remember that. I think
man.
that was a good one.
Getting back to what we were saying, the U.S. Olympic jerseys stink. Canada's Olympic jerseys stink.
Any other ones that are good? What does Sweden and them look like?
Sweden.
They haven't come out yet, I think.
I don't. Well,
Yeah,
Sweden. We know
same
what
jersey.
Sweden's is. Like Sweden has the same jersey every fucking time, where it's like yellow with like the
Yeah.
three.
The Trey Corner, yeah, the Corner are very. I think they are.
The
jerseys, but-
Canadian jersey has a fucking maple leaf on it. What do you mean they're the same jersey?
Is,
This is what we need on this podcast. We need someone to like.
Calling in on his shit.
no, that's not.
That's my job, but you do it better than I do. So
You need someone
like
next to him.
like
to
it's
do it.
literally these. These are literally.
It's the same thing, just not a maple leaf. What do you mean?
It's the same jersey every fucking time. It's literally these. Like look, like this is literally Sweden's jersey
Yeah,
every
yeah,
fucking
that's what
hockey
it is.
tournament.
every
It
year.
says USA on it every time because it's the same fucking team. There's no rebranding a country, Ian. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there is. Fucking the Soviets have changed since like
It's a
the 80s.
different country.
That's the rebranding. You can't tell me that, it's still the Soviet Union in 2021. No, it isn't.
Yeah. Imagine Russia pulls up to the next Olympics, USSR is on their jersey.
Or like you see Germany pulling up to the Olympics and some West German logos? No, it's a rebranding.
Different brands. Different people in charge, different ownership, man. Nike decided that they didn't want to be Nike anymore. And tomorrow they became fucking, I don't know, a totally different name with different people in charge. It's not rebranding, it's a new brand.
I'd love to see Lululemon make hockey jerseys for Team Canada. That would really go over well.
I'm with it. Or roots, big roots on the back.
Yeah,
right on the back of the hockey pants.
MEC logos on like their sweaters that they wear to the rink.
No, because that's American now.
Oh yeah, the one store here got bought by America.
The company.
The whole company. Oh,
I think. Pretty sure.
mm.
Don't quote me. I'm only the creative director.
You don't do any research into any of this. You just say this.
Excuse me.
Speaking of jerseys that are, I love. I'm not sure if anyone else saw that, but I love how half of those chips didn't even go in their mouth.
Let me just grab a few of
My fingers aren't big enough.
There you go. Take it fucking out, man.
All right. Speaking of jerseys, the New Jersey Devils released a new jersey in New Jersey this year because they needed a new jersey.
No, they didn't. They didn't need a new jersey. Nobody needed this jersey.
If anybody had a right,
Dude, I was being funny. Let me be funny. Well, anyways, they're the New Jersey Devils new jerseys. They literally says jersey on it. It's kind of it's not good.
So apparently Martin Brodeur designed these jerseys. Apparently he was behind some of the design / branding of these jerseys. Now,
Right.
my initial reaction to this jersey was that it looked like the Chicago Blackhawks jersey Winter Classic one in like 2019, where they had like a black and like some white stripes, and that was my initial reaction to it. And then I compared the two, and the jerseys, New Jersey's jersey, looks worse than Blackhawks.
Disagree.
You like it?
Yeah. Well, better than the Blackhawks one, yeah.
But where like would you buy a New Jersey
I wouldn't
jersey?
buy any jersey, and they change them every 3 seasons. And when the guys,
Well, like the
I
Prem.
have a jersey for hockey. Why would I buy another one?
Well, the Prem, like this, every soccer team changes
Well,
it.
yeah, but I can wear that like a t-shirt. I can't just wear a hockey jersey casually, can I?
Yeah, you can.
Well,
That-
okay.
that's
I
the-
guess the
Neal, remember who you're talking to here. Remember who this is.
That's true.
Ian can pull off any jersey at any time he wants to. It's just the look. It's just
Ian is a jersey guy. There's like that guy.
Yeah. like every festival you go to, he's gonna pull up. I'm just waiting next year. Stampede, he's gonna pull up in a Kachuk jersey. He actually could do that.
I will do that.
Oh, there you go. See, he said it.
he's still there.
Don't do this to me.
Ooh, that's
Don't
interesting.
don't pull that card on me. So
Kachuk
Scott,
to Vancouver.
no, he's not going to Vancouver.
Good though.
So Scott, where do you rank this Devil? Like, bringing back an old game on the show. Good, bad, or insert adjective here. What would you describe this Devils jersey as?
That was a great segue. I gotta say, it's definitely insert adjective because it's not good. It's not bad. It's weird is my adjective for it. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. I do like the black. I am a sucker for black jerseys. I think they're the best. They look very clean on the ice, and I think I want to see it on the ice first. But just first thoughts, weird. Very weird.
I was gonna say it's bad, but I'm curious to see how the actual fit is.
Yeah.
On the ice, because that was like
really clean.
I was gonna say that was like the Ducks reverse retro last year. Like, I think their jersey looked really nice. It's just the actual fit that they had was not as nice compared to the actual jersey itself.
Yeah. They should.
But-
What they should have done. They should have gone with the OG Mighty Ducks logo, just with the new colors. That would have been
Yeah.
a lot better. But what do I know? I'm not a Ducks fan, right?
So I'm gonna say it's a bad jersey.
Okay.
Not a fan. But
Got to see him on the ice first before I make a final and like.
I think that's fair. And I think part of it too is that I think the Devils actually have like one of the nicest logos in the NHL and like uniform combinations in terms of like they do the green really well, they do the red really well. They can pull off a black jersey. It's just this black jersey I don't think is as good as it could have been.
I think it's a fine jersey. The only weird part is the thing on the pants. They have the logo on the pants. Not necessary.
The Devils logo.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. Okay.
That's the only thing that really stuck out. to
So
me.
what you're saying is that the pants should have been like not to play the joke, but the pants should have been labeled pants.
No,
Oh boy. No, you kind of backed yourself into that one.
I would like to see the meme. Then I could maybe form an actual.
Well,
opinion.
Steve Dangle is actually selling like a hat that says hat on it.
Neal, go to the J on right Instagram account or like the SC with J or whatever it's called now.
Okay. J on.
But pretty much like I think Steve Dangle is selling like either a hat that says hat or like a sweater that says sweater or maybe even both. And it's just like, okay, like funny meme, sure. It's kind of cool for like a day or so. I don't know if I would actually spend money on like a hat that says hat because the Devils jersey says it's kind of it's an underwhelming joke, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit. That's a word. It's
Sports Center. J
sport.
on?
Yeah.
J on Sports Center. There we are. Oh. Come on now.
Probably like a couple things down.
Oh.
So, is there any other NHL news, I guess, that you want to discuss? The Canucks are shit. We're going to talk about them in the mailbag.
Oh, we will. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're not very good, but I'll save my 3 cents for that.
You're gonna speak your piece during the mailbag?
Aren't we all speaking our piece at this point?
Pretty much.
How big is our mailbag? I don't even know.
We only have one question.
That's fine. Okay.
Well, part of it was that Ian wasn't very descriptive when he wrote the mailbag. He was quite vague with it, which is, I think, part of the issue. I need to be more descriptive with that sort of stuff.
Right.
Not great.
You got a bit confused there. You said Ian talking about yourself in the third person.
Yeah, Big E does that all the time.
I know this guy, man. Like, who put him in charge?
Who do you think you are? I am.
There he is. He's back.
We're recording this on American Thanksgiving. Scott, did you watch any football today? American football?
God no. My interest in football happens on one day, and it's the day the Super Bowl happens, and that's it. That is my only day I will actually sit down and watch a football, unless I'm at like a restaurant and it's just on.
I'm with you.
Sorry to burst your bubble again, but that's I'm speaking my piece here.
So you
I am not the football expert, by the way.
Don't call it football. It's fucking no.
Football is what Bayern Munich plays and what Davies in Canada are good at.
So you're telling me you didn't watch the Egg Bowl today between Ole Miss and Mississippi State?
The Egg Bowl. Why is it the Egg Bowl?
It's just called the Egg Bowl. I can say.
Why is it called
Let
the
me
Egg
find-
Bowl?
I'll pull that up, Jamie. Are you gonna do some?
No, I did.
Neal McNaughton.
I did not watch the football game today, so
You
I didn't
didn't watch the Egg Bowl? You didn't watch the Egg Bowl, Scott?
Are you surprised?
What are you doing? You're in quarantine. You didn't watch the goddamn Egg Bowl.
Man, I had an exam today, bro.
You had to do an exam from home?
Yeah. I had a midterm that was on I had like a 24 hours to do it, but it started Wednesday and ended Thursday night. So I finished it like a couple hours ago. So yeah. Super easy stuff, but still gotta do it.
Was it gonna be online before you were in quarantine, or did she give you
It was gonna be online. It was gonna be online before. Anyways, so
go out of your way and go.
Yeah, it's a hybrid learning world, Neil. It's yeah. So like technically, I haven't really missed any class. I've just been like doing it. I've just been doing like the lectures from home. Like it all gets recorded,
Yeah.
so you can type the notes and all that, and like get all the learning still. So, yeah, it's
not a bad.
but yeah.
I figured out why they call it the Egg Bowl.
Why is that?
In 1926, when Ole Miss ended a 13-game losing streak by defeating Mississippi State 7-6 in Starkville, the Ole Miss fans rushed the field with some trying to tear the goalpost down. Mississippi State fans did not take well to the Ole Miss fans destroying their property, and fights broke out. Some A&M, now Mississippi State, then A&M fans defended the goalpost with wooden chairs, and several injuries were reported. According to one account, irate Mississippi State supporters took after the ambitious Ole Miss group with cane-bottom chairs, and fights broke out. The mayhem continued until most of the chairs were splintered. To prevent such events in the future, students of the two schools created the Golden Egg, in air quotes, a large trophy which has been awarded to the winning team each year since 1927. And then the game was given the nickname Egg Bowl by Tom Patterson in 1979. So that's Ole Miss and Mississippi State's football rivalry.
Yeah, but why an egg? Like that doesn't make any sense. I get that you have a trophy that looks like an egg, but like why? What's the
footballs used in American football in the 1920s were considerably more ovoid and blunter than those in use today, and similar to the balls still used in rugby, the trophy, the trophy, thus to modern eyes, more resembles an egg than a football.
Got it. Okay, that you know what? Now it makes.
What's the Ashes? That's the trophy.
That's the cricket. That's England and Australia when they meet in cricket.
Trophy. But there was an English cricket is dead or something.
Yeah, pretty much because they lost once to Australia, and then someone sports writers like English cricket is dead forever after one loss to Australia in 1886.
Here are the Ashes.
What's your favorite trophy?
Oh, it's got to be that, right?
The Ashes?
Yeah, that's.
Do you have a top 5 of trophies?
What, as far as appearance goes, or what?
Yeah, well, appearance or just why you like
It's
it.
gotta be the Stanley Cup, right?
Stanley Cup, Ashes, FIFA
Um,
World Cup.
No, that's kind of weak.
Interesting.
I like the NBA trophy.
No.
What Larry O'Brien's pretty nice. Yeah.
No, Larry O'Brien's weak, man.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
I'll give you some time to search up trophies while Scott and I buy time. I would say like my top 5 would have to be Stanley Cup, Larry O'Brien.
Yep.
The Grey Cup. I actually think the Grey Cup is a really good trophy.
The trophy itself's cool, but the event,
The Grey Cup is not as big as like
no.
anything else. I would say the Mem Cup has to be up there.
Yeah, I can agree with that one too. Yeah.
There another trophy that I really like.
Dude, the Ashes urn has to be number 1, and it's not even close. It's not even close, man.
You guys are gonna like my thoughts. You're gonna love this.
What's your top 5?
So number 1's the Spengler Cup.
Ooh, that's a dark horse trophy.
Dark horse trophy right there. Number 2 is the Stanley Cup. Actually, sorry. Number 1's the Stanley Cup. There's no beating the Stanley Cup for hockey. Number
I
2
was gonna say if you're gonna put the Spengler in a top 5, I think it's behind the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'd say so. Stanley Cup number 1. Spengler's probably 3. Number 2, I'm gonna say the FIFA World Cup. Just
It looks.
Yeah, it looks sick. Number 4 is probably the Mem. And then number 5 is that's a good one. That's a tough one.
I kind of like the World Series, but it is a little bit of a weaker trophy.
No, not it for me. I don't like it as much. Number 5. Damn.
Isn't it weird how the Super Bowl kind of a weak trophy as well? Like Super Bowl, the trophy for the Super Bowl is not that great.
It's just too little. I don't know.
That's a good point. Like it's too small.
It's like all that work for like a little ass trophy, and there's like 70 of you to share it with. Like I don't know. It's or like whatever. How many people are on NFL roster or
50 or so.
again, including coaches and like trainers and all that. It's got to be at least 80.
I mean, I'm trying to think if there's any other trophy that really stands out to me. I'm sure I'm missing some, but at least like Stanley Cup has to be up there.
I think the Conn Smythe's kind of elite too, in terms of like if you're not including championship trophies.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
The Conn Smythe's kind of elite.
I like the Grey Cup.
WWE Championship belt number 2. Easy.
That's an awful take.
Awful take. How about that?
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Premier
Suck
League's
on that one.
Premier League's kind of cool.
Oh, like the shield, or is it a shield or?
No, it's a trophy. It's like but it's like a trophy with like a ring on it, or not rings, ribbons with ribbons on it.
Is Champions League the plate, or is Champions League a trophy as well? I don't even know.
Let's look it up.
Pull that up, Jamie. Super Bowl's pound for pound the worst trophy?
No, that's hard. I wouldn't go that far. I'd say World Series is the worst, but
Yeah, I would agree. The World Series.
Yeah.
because at least the Lombardi's at least like the Lombardi's at least simple and nice. I wouldn't put it in like a top tier category, but it's just like for what it is, it could be better, could be bigger.
Well, and the World Series kind of symbolizes baseball's fetish for pennants for some reason. Like they're still into pennants, and we're in the year 2021. Like no one collects pennants anymore. I'm sorry. I could be wrong, but I don't think anybody else
I think
does.
you're wrong, but I think baseball loyalists probably do. But
Well, baseball loyalists also want to ban the shift and get rid of the DH forever. So you can't really be listening to baseball, old school baseball people.
there's no winners in that argument there.
Exactly.
I'm trying to do research here, but everything just kind of comes up the same.
Still searching trophies.
I
It's an
see.
interesting topic, one that I have not explored before.
Interesting. Speaking of topics that have probably definitely been explored, Ian, do you have a favorite Marvel movie? I'm just curious. I've been started to watch Marvel movies now.
Oh God. I'm going to say so of the Avengers movies I've seen.
Well, there's Avengers and there's Marvel. Marvel's like a whole
Oh,
series.
sorry. Of the Marvel movies I've seen.
Come on, Ian, get it right.
The probably the first one is Iron Man. No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Nope. Avengers. The actual Avengers was like the best I've seen.
The original.
Okay.
The original Avengers. Iron Man.
Okay.
Iron Man 2.
These are the only ones you've seen. That's why.
Yeah.
You've never seen it means nothing.
And that's it. Those are the only
That's
two I
it.
can tell you off the top of my head of Marvel movies I've seen.
Interesting. Have you seen Black Panther?
Oh, I saw Black Panther. I'll put that number one.
That's a Marvel movie. It's a great
You'll
Marvel.
put that number 1.
Yes. I enjoyed that.
No, you seem so disappointed.
This isn't even the first time today you've been disappointed in me.
He probably does it every day.
Probably.
You wouldn't try the quesadilla I made because it had tofu in it.
So is that not good or is that good?
It's not good, apparently.
Oh, Ian had a tofu quesadilla. And
No, he
was
wouldn't have a bite of my tofu quesadilla I made because it had tofu. This guy.
Are you surprised?
No, not even a little.
This guy is as carnivore as carnivore gets. Like, he's not gonna eat tofu.
No, I'm not the liver king, dude. Have you seen that?
The liver king.
Have you seen that, dude?
No.
So this
Wait,
dude's
hold on.
on TikTok.
Hold on, I'll look up is this a joke?
No,
The
this
liver
guy,
king. No, this can't be real.
The liver king.
liver king.
Oh,
like-
shut up. Oh, no, come on. So here's the first thing comes up. Roided caveman eats raw meat to get jacked.
He eats it raw?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
that's raw liver. He's not cooking that.
Ugh.
Have you actually clicked on one of these videos and watched it?
Oh, I was showing my brother his TikTok account, and like,
Oh God.
dude,
Think about fucking humans.
Yo, $10. This is Ian's spirit animal. This guy right here.
no, this guy, I don't know what it is, but it's just like the dude amazes me. Like people live like this.
Look at you. You think the way you live doesn't amaze others too?
Not to the same extent. That dude's just eating raw liver 3 times a day. Like,
That's gross.
Yeah,
That's
Like 9 ounces of raw liver a day is wild.
That's absurd.
and bone marrow from a femur bone.
Yeah, that's like the two he always eats.
That's insane. That is actually insane.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's a word for it. Oh my God.
Scott, have you ever had bone marrow?
I have plenty in my body, but thanks.
Oh, you never consumed any.
No, fuck no.
Yeah.
I have plenty. I don't need to consume more. I've got plenty in the body. It's
Where
like
does he fucking get it? Where do you just get a femur bone?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know anything.
the black market has some weird shit.
I guess if you hunt, yeah, you could probably.
Well, he had a couple simulated successful hunts, so like that's probably where I don't know.
He's like, yeah, today's we're gonna reward ourselves. We had a successful simulated hunt. It's like, what is
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Here's your dessert. It's a plate of bone marrow.
He just won man tracker 3 times a week.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
Speaking
a-
of the all-time shows.
That's a one
Yeah,
for.
how many seasons did that show have? That was a killer show.
I don't think they had that many.
The one episode that stands out was the one where Shane Dona's brother basically just outran them. It was hilarious.
Don and his brother went on that show?
They did actually, yeah. They killed it. It was like up. I think they filmed it in BC somewhere near Kamloops, maybe.
They did quite a bit of filming in BC or Ontario. They did quite a filming.
Yeah,
quite a bit of
yeah,
filming.
yeah.
I think they did one up in Big White. They did maybe 1 or 2 episodes up in Big White.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
6 seasons.
That's not enough.
Wow.
Bring it back.
It's not enough.
Bring it
It's a
back.
lot.
Let's see.
Yeah, bring it back from the dead.
Well, we're reviving everything nowadays. So it's like just do a Man Tracker 2.0, but like, well, I don't know. They'll probably have to modernize it for some reason or another.
Ian, we should get you on a horse and get you chasing people. That'd be hilarious.
Have I told
Such a good segment.
Have I told you about the one time I rode a horse?
I want to hear this again.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Was it one of those summer camps we used to do as kids?
Camp Homewood.
I never went to Camp Homewood.
No, Ian didn't go to Camp Homewood. He had
Oh right, yeah.
I had a lack of bone marrow,
Yeah.
and I should have.
he had bone marrow.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is like one of the summer camps that our mom used to put us in, and we went to some horseback camp in Upper Squamish, and my horse took off because I guess there was like a wasp nest on the side of the trail that I didn't see, but the horse could either like sense it, and just took off.
Right.
And it's just like one of the most scary / frightful events in my life was just a horse. Yeah, thanks. A horse taking off when I didn't ask it to.
Yeah, a horse in full blown gallop, getting away from the wasp nest. Yeah,
Pretty
funny.
well.
Nice.
You ever
That's
been on a horse, Scott?
I have been on a horse. There's photo proof of it. Yeah, I don't know how to ride a horse. I've been on a horse. It's a very different thing. I've never properly ridden.
Played Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, I have not done that. But
What?
yeah, no, who do you think I have? Do you think I ever play that game? No, God no. Anyways, yeah, I have.
It's just Western Grand Theft Auto. Is all it is.
Interesting. And because I'm a country boy, I've played Red Dead Redemption 2. Is that your thinking behind this, Neal?
No, my thinking is that I've played the game and I'm pretty confident I could ride a horse after playing that. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa.
I'd love to see you try.
This is another great conversation that I like to have. What's the one sport if you like got 6 months to a year to train for it exclusively that one sport? What sport do you think you could win a gold medal in?
You gave me 6 months to train.
At least 6 months. 6 months to a year. Just
You can win it.
exclusively doing that sport.
What? Obviously not a team sport then, because
Well, it could be.
I could just join the dream team and
And when you're gold medal there.
Not a team sport.
6 months to train full on.
Yeah.
All right, come back to me. I'll think about that one.
Mine's ski jumping.
Ski
Listen.
Oh, come on.
I could
I don't
train.
understand. In 6 months of training, you'll fucking break your ankle.
No, if you give me,
Like,
if you give me,
First jump, he's gonna shatter his leg.
no,
fucking does.
listen, you give me 6 months, I'll learn to take off and land. Not a problem. Eddie the
You won't
Eagle.
win a gold medal though.
Eddie the
So
Eagle.
even if you
Eddie
could
the
land the jump, you won't win.
Eddie the Eagle move over. Ian the Big E coming
If you
over.
gave me 6 months to train and asked me to win an Olympic gold medal, I'd probably paralyze myself and then partake in the Paralympics. That's something that I was already like, maybe basketball.
Oh, that's
Ice
terrible.
hockey?
Yeah. Something like that. I feel like my odds would be at least a little bit heightened just because there's less competition. Like there's less people I'm competing against in total.
I'd like to try sledge hockey. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
so would I actually. That'd be fun. It's apparently a hella good core workout.
I can imagine.
I want to try.
What's your
It'd be golf, probably golf. You said 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and just doing exclusively that.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't say I would get the gold medal, but if playing for 6 months, like straight, and that's all I do every day, all I'm doing is focus towards golf, I think I could get to be at least a scratch.
Equestrian.
Equestrian, yeah, that's okay.
I think it's bullshit that the horses don't get medals for that. They're the ones doing all the work.
Untrue.
That's
If you just let the horse, hey, here's an obstacle course. Go. What's he gonna do, Ian? What's he gonna do? Nothing.
probably just gonna stand there.
God. But yeah, no, equestrian. I think I could get a gold medal. Give me 2 months, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a horse? See, here's your biggest problem.
Yeah.
You gotta buy a fucking horse, first of all. And that's gonna take you 2 months right there. And then
setback there, yeah.
So if you have like a horse like Olympic ready, and you could do it I shouldn't say you could do it. Horseback riding is very difficult, just so you know. I hope you know that. Growing up, my stepmom has a horse.
I thought it was a piece of cake.
I never said that. Horseback riding is probably, in terms of like most difficult sports to excel at, equestrian is top 5 easily.
Top 5
in sports that take the most amount of training, the most amount of skill to have. Top 5 easily. Because remember, it's one of the few sports in the world where you're controlling another animal, and it's insane how people can simply just ride a horse and tell it what to do and where to go, and the fact that they're doing jumping over, it can be up to like 2 or 3 meter hurdles is insane. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's huge. For those of you that don't know meters, that's about between 7 and 10 feet, give or take. It's insane.
Yeah, that's unreal. I didn't realize they jumped that high.
They can, yeah.
Do you stand by that? A question.
Yeah, I do. I'm a talented guy, Ian.
I love the confidence.
I would, if Neal didn't snap his elbow out of place, he'd be an elite relief pitcher in the MLB. I was your catcher for months.
Neal could have been the next Jonathan Papelbon.
No, yeah, sure. Sure.
I love just pulling.
I snapped on those signs for you. I could get in the dirt and block. Don't worry.
I love making those 2000s baseball player references. That's
Jamie Moyer.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh God, Trevor Hoffman. Those, that's guy.
I've been reading the Steve Dangle book, by the way. He brought up Hudson Street.
Oh God.
In his book.
Jeez.
And it's just like, yep, I know that name.
I was gonna say, Neal could also be like a more tame Carlos Zambrano. if Zambrano could ever be tame.
Could Carlos Zambrano survive today's MLB?
God no, are you kidding me? He'd throw first pitch, center cut right to Altuve, he'd pump it 500 feet. Like there's
who is his manager? No, not his manager. Who was the White Sox manager? Who was
No, he was Chicago
no,
Cubs.
but Zambrano was a Cub, and
Yeah,
then
he was.
the White Sox manager who was Ozzie Guillen. That's who.
Oh god,
Ozzie Guillen. That dude was.
talk about a bunch of hotheads in one space.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, he was a nutcase.
He was the John Tortorella of baseball.
Actually, that's a pretty good analogy.
Not far off.
That's pretty fair. Scott, anything else you want to chat about? Do you want to keep talking about 2000s baseball players and managers here? And
I really don't, because it's at this point out of my realm of knowledge.
really, you can't talk about Jake Peavy for the next 5 minutes?
I could, yeah, no, sorry. Sorry. Ryan Howard, anyone?
Oh,
Those Phillies teams were really good. Like Jimmy
Dude,
Rollins.
Those late
rest
Yeah.
Doc Halliday.
Holiday.
You're not a big Chase Utley fan anymore.
No, he's a scumbag. Fuck you, Chase Utley. Yeah, I said it
Hey, he's my favorite player growing up for a time until
until he became dirty.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Could I title the episode of the
Fuck
podcast?
Chase
Fuck
Utley.
you, Chase
Hasn't
Utley.
he like the post or something in the past, didn't he?
No, what's his name? Mahami, the NBA player.
Mahimi.
Yeah, he liked the post.
Oh, okay. Didn't Chief Keef also?
Yeah, Chief Keef did. Yeah, that was like one of our first posts. Chief Keef liked. Never forget. That was like top 5 SYP moment, and that was like the first like month of SYP.
Yeah, it actually was. So, Ian, I guess question for you: what are, now that we're almost 3 or 4 years into this? What are your top 5 SYP moments of all time?
Oh God.
This is actually, I'm very intrigued to hear this.
A top 5 SYP moments
Of all time, yeah.
Ooh.
I can include anything, like any.
I know.
Any content. There's a huge amount of stuff we could go talk about here.
I think, in no particular order. Super Bowl weekend.
Which one?
Huh?
Oh, 2020, yeah.
2020. Covering the Rugby World Cup, I would do that so much differently. God, I'm trying to think of like other big SYP moments. Insert any Big Eats. I'm thinking like the one that Keith really likes is the one that, remember when we went to McDonald's and you guys made me eat over like 10,000 1,000 calories.
That was sick. Where can we find that? Is it still on the
Keith, yeah, probably.
How many posts are on the Instagram?
A lot, like
Quite a few.
quite a few.
Over 3,000.
Over 3,000.
Yeah.
Gotta pump out that content though. You have to.
How would you even begin to try and find that?
I'm trying to think here.
Yeah, there's been some really good beats, I gotta say.
What are some of your favorite moments?
Oh, I don't know. Just like me personally, or just in general? Because I've got a couple that I can kind of think of a few.
Yeah, what are your in generals that you're like?
Well, the one that really sticks out to me was when I plugged the pod in my class, and my class was very generous.
That was really cool. That was a what the fuck moment.
That was a big moment. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Super Bowl weekend was pretty fun too. You throwing pizza on the floor at the boys' place in Quail is up there.
You guys tell me that. I don't remember that moment.
Yeah, because you were fucked out of your mind. That's what happened.
Can you please tell that story again for those who don't know?
So, yeah, actually, the boys and I talked about this earlier. Super Bowl weekend, Ian is at my current roommate's place, Gabe Krasnowski and Keith Renata, both friends / creators of the pod. Their place in our second year, had carpets. So, and we get pizza, we order pizza for the place. We're doing a podcast around like the living room table, watching the Flames Oilers game, Battle of Alberta, that's where Talbot and Smith fought. And during the game, I don't remember exactly in the night when this happened. Gabe was like, "Hey Ian, can you toss me a piece of pizza?" So instead of handing it to Gabe, on a napkin like a normal person, putting it in his hand. He grabs it like this, grabs it, picks it up, like overhand throws it at him. And obviously Gabe's not going to catch it because Ian threw it. And sure enough, it ends up like face down on the floor. And I don't think you were too fucked out of your mind to clean this up. So I'm pretty sure Keith cleaned it up. But yeah, that was an all-time moment for sure. Ian, you were with the pie. I'm so shocked you don't remember that.
Absolute fucking mad lad, eh?
I don't remember that.
Overhand through a piece of pizza.
Like, so backstory behind that. I knew this was coming when at the liquor store earlier that day, Ian pulls out this is not a joke, a 24 pack of Corona. Please, I have a great picture. You have it like slung over your shoulder.
That's on my Instagram of me like slung over my shoulders, and I think my caption was like "Life's too short to bet the under" or something.
Timeless. Yeah, that was a fun weekend, and that was like the tipping point of shit going down, shit hitting the fan. That was the start of it.
I was there. That was like me being there for like an hour up to that point, and then it just got worse from then on.
Yeah. Oh man, that was good shit. Another thing from my first year, I remember you kicking over the garbage can as you came into our dressing room.
Yes, that's my goal when I go to your hockey, is being that absurd coach.
What are we doing, boys?
Yeah.
Come on!
Yeah,
What's going on out here?
Winner lost, the garbage can's getting stomped. Yeah, so that was up there as well.
I guess we're calling into the podcast here. That's okay.
I guess.
Seth, buddy, you're on the SYP podcast.
I didn't hear.
Oh shit! I think you hung up.
He hung up. That was great. Seth trying to make an appearance.
Too scared. Didn't want to smoke.
Scott, should we do a mailbag?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have one question from friend of the pod, Raymond.
Did I hang up or did you hang up?
Could you not do this right now? Could you literally not? This right
Might
now?
be another moment here.
Raymond asks.
Here, you have one more real quick.
Oh, I guess Seth did.
What?
Here you are. You're on the pod, buddy. I'll call you later.
Oh boy.
Sorry, where were we?
Raymond, friend of the pod, asked on the mailbag, how can a Canucks fan stop being depressed?
First of actually, go ahead, Neil. Go ahead. I have a lot to say about this one.
Stop cheering for the Canucks.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fair to change teams if you're a Canucks fan right now? Like, just change your fandom entirely?
No, maybe just like engage in social issues or like important things, you know?
Stop giving your time. Stop giving your time and energy to Aquilini. Give it to
volunteer, donate some money or something.
do something to make you feel good.
Yeah. Hey, if Neil, if time is money and money is time, then stop wasting your time watching the Canucks and start.
Precisely.
Yeah, I like that actually. That's a good one.
And I was gonna go the other way, and I would just say start drinking. Don't become an alcoholic because that's problematic. But have a few beers.
Have a few beers.
Have some fun every once in a while. It's good for you.
Scott, what is your how does the Canucks fan stop being depressed?
So first thing, Raymond, mailbag question person with the question has to get it in his fucking head that Getzlaf was tripped by Halak and it was definitely a penalty. Don't worry about it. It's definitely a penalty. Halak caught his skate on Getzlaf's skate and he tripped. It's a penalty. Canucks fans were outraged by this, and this is part of the issue. All jokes aside, Raymond, I love everybody, but Canucks, they're in a shit spot right now. JT Miller's comments last night spoke volumes.
We don't know what we're doing. Is that the comments?
No one's buying in. There's no buy-in. Basically, he said
I think that we don't know what we're doing was related to a practice earlier today
that
on
was a
Thursday.
practice. Yeah. Miller said after the game last night, he said that when everyone on the team buys in, we're an absolute force to be reckoned, like paraphrase along those lines. And then reporter asked him, "Is everyone buying in?" And he paused for a second. He said, like he just like shrugged his shoulders, and said, "I don't know." So
no, yeah.
so big.
Which is basically like no.
That's basically no. Like no, not everyone. Like obviously not. And it's very apparent. Like again, I just look again. Petey's a great example of this. There's only so much slack you can cut a guy. He's got to be better. He's the best player on well. Okay,
Well, I think people know. Like, I think even Petey knows that. Like, I don't think Petey is dumb enough to like be like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on or why this isn't working out." Like, I think he knows, and I think it's. I don't know. I listen. This season, I think it's a write-off for them. I don't know how you like.
Fucking November.
Yeah.
Hey, the Blues. Hey, the Blues
Yeah.
are in last place and they won the cup. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have parity in this fucking league. I'm sorry, my bad. Thanks, Batman.
I will say Demko has been Demko, Miller, and maybe Bo.
I was gonna say Garland.
Garland's been good too. Have been the few bright spots, but especially Demko.
Your boy Tucker Poolman hasn't really been putting it together.
He's just been very average. I don't like. He's just not that noticeable on the ice. He's okay.
And that's why you give him a 3-year contract.
4 years, 2.5 million, but
exactly, even better.
So 3 years left. It's I don't know. Pullman, he's fine. There's other issues on that team. Quinn just looks very, I don't know. He's just not as dynamic as he used to be. I don't know what it is. Like he's just not. I mean, maybe it's because he's playing too much. I'm gonna put no. I don't want to put money on, but I have a pretty safe bet that he's injured in some way. Petey maybe as well. They also didn't have a full training camp, when your two best players don't have a full training camp, that just throws everyone off. Because again, from the first reps at your first practice, you're taking reps, with whoever, and again without Petey, without Quinn, like the forward course thrown off, the D course thrown off, like it's a very lame excuse, and it shouldn't be a thing. They should be healthy enough and fine. But I also wonder how the COVID situation from last year affected them. There's lots, it's just a kind of a mess in Vancouver.
But can you really blame them for wanting to skip the training camp in Abbotsford?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's really involved. I think it's more about them being, dare I say selfish, but wanting to get more money out of the Canucks. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. What else they can do at this point? Just ride it out and hope they get something to turn around. They got to make a move. They got to do something. Something's got to change, even if they don't need it per se. Something's got to change.
When he was to Detroit, who says no?
Get Stetcher back, yeah. Stetcher and Raymond.
I do that move. Maybe that's one podcast we'll do between now and the trade deadline. It's like fake trades, real fake trades, and we're just gonna be like real trades that are fake, but we think that should happen.
We should do that on a live one day when we're watching World Juniors. That would be a good live.
That's a good live segment.
Yeah.
All right. I like the sounds of that.
Good one.
Scott, anything else before we head out here? Neal had to go take a phone call. It's not Seth, but
I'm good. I gotta go study. I got, big couple weeks of school, but then once I'm back in Squamish, December 19th, I am back.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not taking a bus anymore because of situations. So yes,
you're flying Flair Airlines back?
I'm flying. Get this. So I'm flying WestJet to Edmonton and then to Vancouver on the way home. On the way back, it's a direct flight with Air North from Vancouver to Kelowna. Yeah, super interesting.
You've flown Air North before?
Plenty of times, yeah. Whenever I went to Haida Gwaii, I've been to Haida Gwaii a few times, and I flew Air North to Masset both times.
Ooh. I've never flown Air North, but I feel like we should have when my dad and I went to the Yukon. I feel like we should have flew Air North instead of Air Canada, but that's just
one benefit of Air North. Check bags are free.
Ooh.
And you get up to 3. Or maybe it's 2.
Maybe Air North should sponsor this podcast. I would love to do a summertime trip up north somewhere.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick. 24-hour sun. That'd be unreal.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Scott,
Okay.
anything else before you're coming back on the 19th? We'll get some winter schedules going. Anything else you want?
I think we'll do a few live streams of the World Juniors.
Yep, some World Juniors live streams.
KJRHL is wrapping up their first half of the season.
Is this like the 1981 baseball season where you guys are having a strike in the middle of it?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a 1 month strike just because of school and finals and everything. So, so December 5th is our last first semester regular season game. December 12th will be a quote pseudo all-star game of sorts. How that's going to look is yet to be determined. How many people are going to show up also yet to be determined, but we will cross that bridge when we get there.
Can we do online fan voting?
Yes, actually, I can tie that in somehow.
I'm happy to be involved with that. We need to make it like NHL stuff, and we just need to make it a popularity contest. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Oh man, we'll figure some stuff out. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that when I go up to Kelowna.
Yeah, because you're coming up Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend. That's we're gonna keep plugging that SYP UBCO takeover for Super Bowl. Other stuff I want to plug this week. We've got 2 feature stories out on Speak Your Piece about Jasmine Joyce and Team Great Britain and her rise stardom over the summer for Rugby Sevens, and the Kenyan Rugby Sevens team, the Shuja Sevens. Really cool story with them. I got another story that I'm working on involving college football right now. So there you go. If you're interested in college football, I got a story there. Neal is not here to plug anything. He had to go, so he won't get his opportunity to. But I'll say thank you on Neal's behalf because he would say thank you for joining. This has been the Speak Your Piece podcast. Happy American Thanksgiving to all of our American listeners. Happy Thursday to all of our Canadian listeners, or Friday, whenever you listen to this. And we'll be back again soon. Peace out. Wait.
Bye, Scott. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, you too. I guess you're not feeling bad, but I hope you get it, recover and whatnot.
You just got to be in the podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.